Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject custom cattle calls about the concept fairly known. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason.
What's going on, guys? Of course, my phone is screwy. It's one of those days. Welcome to Wanna Bet. Happy Labor Day. Hopefully, this is a Let's Cash day for us. It is a Monday, so it's not just Jason and Ben. I'm going to be sweating through this whole show. I just got off the bike. I screwed up. It's Eric Casilius at Fantasy EK. You guys know him. You guys love him. He started our super Discord. If you've got a fantasy draft, you don't have a lot of time left. But if you're in our super Discord, EK is incredibly generous with his time. He's helping steer people through their fantasy drafts. We're giving people all the plays that we make in real time with the best values we possibly can. And we're also giving you the best plays in real time that we can on this show as well. If you're new to the show, first, second, third down, our three favorite plays that we've made since our last show. Fourth and long is really fourth and short. Quick hitters to try to get you guys paid quickly so you don't have to sit through a whole game to find some value. And over time, we continue to dig down on football, props, SGPs, things that we want to get ahead of for week one in NFL. And I guess technically week two in college, although for me, it's week three, but whatever. Beltway Ben, before we move on, as always, show the people how we've done. Rough day for me yesterday in MLB. We did hit one nerfie. We lost another nerfie. But Beltway Ben, you're all over that college foosball like Bobby Boucher.
Absolutely. The Virginia Tech, South Carolina under was really never in doubt. Felt good about that. And Miami, I liked all week. And I told you I was thinking about giving them out early in the week. Waited until the last day, until yesterday, game day. And we ended up getting some more value on it at plus 130. Thought they would win. Thought they were the better team. And I will say Notre Dame's quarterback impressed me. Like, there's not a lot of young first-time starters that impressed me like that. He went out there and he played pretty well. But the Miami team was too good. And Beck, being my age, I mean, Beck's my age. Being my age is going to win a ton of games in college this year. So older quarterbacks win at the college level, and a lot of teams should take notes.
Obviously, you see some NFL plays up there and some college plays that were made ahead of time. Again, it's not just about the sides and the totals, but it's the value you can get attached to them. There's the QR code for the Super Discord. It's been a long time since I've been under 30 units. Got it time for me to get hot again. So there you go. You can hit us up on Twitter, and you can find Ben and I here every day and EK with us every Monday. EK, as always, you have the honors. First down, my friend.
All right. I'm going to call today plus money day.
Nice.
Because everything I'm giving you today is going to be plus money in some fashion. My first down, I'm going, look, I'm already now been crunching numbers on the NFL for a couple of days. I'm going to grab Malik Neighbors over 6.5 catches in this game at plus money. Now, it's a slight plus money play, but plus money nonetheless. He averaged 11.3 targets per game last year, and everything coming out of Giants camp, which I live close to.
Yes.
And I'm a Giants, I got Giants people in my family. I'm not a Giants fan, but they are. They're like, it's not going down, it's going up. And they could very easily be behind, and Washington might score some points and give up some points in this game. I think he gets a dozen targets, and I think he catches 7, and it's plus money. He is their guy, their bell cow. And Brian Dable, I remember once when he was the offense coordinator in Buffalo, and Stephon Diggs went over his reception prop 9 straight weeks. They couldn't raise it high enough because Josh Allen, he told him, don't throw the ball to anybody else. That's Neighbors here. 6.5 is going to be gone by midseason. He's going to be 7.5 every week. Grab it now.
Yeah, I love that play. Beltway Ben, what do you have on first down, my friend?
Real quick, I'm with EK there.
Needy.
I like plus money here when Sunday this will not be plus money.
No.
I don't see any chance of it. So I am with EK on that one. First play here for me, I'm going with Ellie De La Cruz over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Now, last night when I was going through the numbers and doing a lot of the research, I thought for sure I'd be giving out 2.5 at plus money. Did not think we'd be able to get this, and at minus 125 at that. Like, a lot of times if you do get a 1.5, it's going to be minus 150 with these types of matchups. He's facing Chris Bassett, Opposing left-handed hitters are slashing 328, 413, 608 against Bassett when he pitches away from the Rogers Center. Now you look at Elly De La Cruz at home against right-handed pitching, 304, 400, 518 slash line. 14 of 19 home runs that he has this season are against right-handed pitching. He's got hits in 5 straight games and 8 of his last 9. So he's hot, he's feeling himself, and he's 2 for 3 with an extra base hit against Bassett in his career. This is a guy that at home has done much better across the board, whether it's versus righties or lefties, but against righties, it's specifically better. And Bassett, we've attacked in hits, runs, RBIs markets every time he pitches on the road against left-handed bats. We do that every single time, and it's cash for us. So I do like Elly to go over the 1.5 number.
Yeah, Bassett's an auto play at home and something close to an auto fade on the road. First 5s, Toronto's at home with Bassett on the mound. You win a lot of money line and run line bets there. First down for me, I'm going to the NFL. This is a game that I'm on in a lot of different ways, and this is one of my favorite bets for it. And I don't think you're going to be able to get it for much longer. The Denver Broncos to win both halves against the Tennessee Titans. I played this at plus 130. It's now down to plus 125. The spread keeps ticking up over 8, as it should. I hope you jumped on it 6.5 and 7s when I did. And I don't think this is going to be there come Sunday. Why do I like it so much? Well, first of all, it's a hell of a place for Cam Ward to have to play his first game. Mile High in a year with heavy expectations, altitude, Sean Payton, a Hall of Fame coach on the other side. A Denver team, everybody talks about the defense, and they should. Number 1 in sacks, elite pressure rate, 6 different guys with 5 sacks or more, so you don't know where the pressure's coming from. That's a lot, right, for a rookie quarterback in his first start on the road in a crazy environment in altitude to have to face. What people don't talk enough about is the fact that Denver averaged 33 points a game last year from week 11 on. Like, Denver went over 350 yards a game last year from week 11 on. Like, Bo Nix had 2 passing touchdowns or more in 7 of his last 8 games. Tennessee, Cam Ward, first half, going to be jittery, going to face an NFL defense for the first time. I love Denver in the first half. Why do I like them in the second half? Well, look, I'm a little bit afraid that Denver's up something like 24-0 and that Tennessee scores 3 or 6 in the first half, or maybe probably still have to score more than that, because I don't think Sean Payton will take the foot off the gas till he gets to 30. But if you look at the Titans last year under Callahan, they were a bottom 5 team in first half scoring differential, and they were bottom 5 in second half scoring differential. I do think Denard Wilson's defense will hang in there for a while, like they did last year. That's why I think they can keep it relatively close in the first half. But I think over 4 quarters, Sean Payton and the Broncos are going to have too much. They're going to turn Cam Ward over. They're going to give Bo Nix short fields, and I think they win both these halves. Beltway Ben, second down.
I'm going to stick to the MLB on second down here, and I'm going to go with Ketel Marte. Here's a 2.5 number. We're playing over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. We can get it slightly at plus money. And when you look at what he has done against Patrick Corbin in his career, 7 for 15, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Now, you want to look at regular splits for Marte. You see, he's been much better against right-handed pitching than left-handed pitching. But if you really dive into it, when you look at what he's done at home against left-handed pitching, 270, 378, 460 slash line. And this is not a good left-handed pitcher on the road. Now, Patrick Corbin's been fine at home. Like last outing, I think he went 8 innings, gave up 1 earned. So he's been fine at home. But when you look at what he's done on the road, especially against right-handed hitters, 281, 341, 469 slash line. This is a good spot in the lineup for Ketel Marte. We should get a number of RBI opportunities. And whether or not that, I mean, he's going to get on base and guys behind him like can drive him in. Lourdes Gurriel, like that top 4 still is doing some damage even with how bad they've been. So I do like Ketel Marte to go over the hits, runs, and RBIs number at plus money.
Excellent. Second down for me is another NFL play I want you to get value on now while it's there. I'm not going to play a ton of overs early in the season. It's usually defensive. Defenses are ahead of the offense, right? The offense, none of the skill guys played together. But this is an over series. And look, I think Mike McDonald's defense will be a little better this year. But it is worth noting they lost 6 of their last 7 games at home last year and allowed at least 26 points in all those games. Kyle Shanahan owns Seattle, and I'm going to ride with that until proven otherwise. Brock Purdy in his career against Seattle, 12 touchdowns, 3 picks, a 112.5 passer rating. Kittle had 427 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns against Seattle alone last year. That's a freaking season against Seattle. And Christian McCaffrey, for his career, not just in San Francisco, also in Carolina, averages 156 scrimmage yards a game against Seattle. San Francisco's defense, lest we forget, amid all the hoopla, allowed 26 a game last year. Can Robert Saleh help them out some? Sure. I don't think they're going to get good overnight. 8 of the last 12 meetings between these teams have gone over. Those games have averaged 48 points. The last 7 between these two played at Seattle, 5-1-1 to the over. Seattle has a real offensive coordinator now. Like, I'm not the biggest Kubiak guy in the world, but he's better than that kid from Washington they had last year. And Sam Darnold will probably get some garbage time here, but I think he'll also turn the ball over because his whole career he's turned the ball over. So I want to get that under the 42. 28-14, obviously you start doing the math. And I don't want to have to go over 150 to do it. You're not going to be able to get that for long. EK, second down.
Yeah, I'm going to stick right in that game with you, and I'm going to give you another plus money play. And this one all the way up at plus 370. And this is Zach Charbonnet to score an anytime touchdown. I know everybody in their fantasy drafts talked about Kenneth Walker and all that other stuff. Here's the thing, though. If you look last year, Kenneth Walker was terrible when his team needed to get a yard, and Charbonnet was very good. Charbonnet is bigger, and they've already talked in Seattle that this is going to be a 2/3, 1/3 kind of time split, and that they may use Charbonnet when they get in tight at the goal line. I know there's Jalen Milroe there too as well, the quarterback out of Alabama who got picked up there. But this is week 1, and I think there's going to be points like you do. I think Seattle gets 3 touchdowns. I think at least one of them is a short run. And at plus 370, why am I not taking the goal line back here? I think Charbonnet is the guy, especially they get a pass interference in the end zone. They get a penalty that gets them in close. They get tackled inside the 5. He is essentially their tush-push guy. Give me Charbonnet plus 370 to score a touchdown.
I like that play a lot. Third down for me. Again, I want to get ahead of some things here. I was at College Park, Maryland on Saturday, and if you want to talk about as poorly coached of a first quarter as you'll ever find, the Maryland Terrapins had 8 penalties in the first quarter alone, EK. They had special teams penalties. They had offensive penalties. They negated 2 interceptions in that game because they jumped off sides. Every time they went hard count, literally Maryland jumped off side. It was unbelievable. Malik Willis, their true freshman quarterback, kept starting drives inside his own 5-yard line because they were playing such horseshit football. You want to know the final score of that game was 39-7 Maryland. And I think Florida Atlantic is better than this Northern Illinois team that's coming to Maryland 7:30 Friday night. I want this under the 17. Give me Maryland laying the 16.5 here. This Malik Washington kid is legitimate. Maryland's defense against a team like freaking Northern Illinois is going to be more than good enough to stifle them. Let me just give you a little something about Northern Illinois. They barely beat Holy Cross, guys. They needed a 97-yard kick return to beat Holy Cross 19-17. Northern Illinois had 109 passing yards in this game. Now, they did run for 200 yards, but their bell cow back needed 21 carries to get 67 yards against Holy Cross. They're going to Maryland in prime time. Mike Locksley, out of conference games since 2020, 12-4 against the spread, with scores like 39-7 from this weekend, 39-7, 50-7, 27-13, 38-20, 38-6, 38-20, 42-14, 31-10. Mike Locksley's Mr. September. And this Northern Illinois team, bro, how do you almost lose to Holy Cross in your opener? I don't know if I'm missing something here. I don't think I am, but I'm jumping this now. Again, that's a Friday night game. EK, third down.
Hold on, let me just click it. Yep. All right, I'm in. You sold me. I just purchased that.
They had one offensive touchdown against Holy Cross.
I loved it. And here's the thing. What you pointed out is Northern Illinois, when they get behind, they cannot throw it to catch up. And they're unlikely to give you a garbage touchdown out the door when they want to pound the football to sort of backdoor cover this thing. So give me that. I'm all in on that. I just jumped that with you, Maryland there. All right, my third down. I realize that you guys are in the Baltimore area, and I'm not pandering to the hometown fans.
We're already on this. Yeah.
I'm going. I know. I'm saying, but I am too. And it's not. The Ravens are beating the Bills. The Ravens are coming out and getting a W. Give me the Ravens on the money line. And I've been asked a lot. Do you want the 1.5 or do you want the money line? And as long as Bet Rivers is still giving out plus money on the money line at plus 105, I'll do that. Because if I'm going to take the 1.5, I got to lay $1.15. This way, or $1.20 in some spots. This way, I'm getting plus 105. 20 cents of value is not worth the 1 point or 1.5 points. I'm going to take the money line and just have the Ravens win. I realize if this game ends in a tie or the Ravens lose by 1, I get bit. But those two unlikely scenarios are not worth 20 cents. So I'll take the plus money play, $1.05, Ravens to win the game up in Buffalo. Buffalo not going to lose a lot of games, but they're going to lose this one.
I've been watching these lines religiously, and I'm going to get back in this game. But part of me wonders if you can get this more like plus 115 or plus 120. Like, I have a feeling, just from what I saw over the weekend, that people are getting more on Buff. I don't know why. Maybe just because they're at home and
Hard Knocks team. You've been watching them for 4 weeks.
I'm interested to see where this goes through the week. I think more people are going to come in on Buffalo. That's going to be one that we'll be tracking closely. Beltway Ben, third down.
Yeah, we talked about getting ahead of these lines, and especially NFL, and we're going to do it in college as well. I'm going to a play next week, noon kickoff, and it's Illinois versus Duke. I just – the more I look at it, the more I can't believe it. Now, if you want to be a little safe and play the money line, I think they win by 3 or more, but you can play the money line at minus 150. That's fine. What Duke brings in Darian Mensah, and he's an upgrade over Malik Murphy, but Duke's O-line is going to be in some trouble here. Illinois, they play defense, and their offense isn't amazing. I talked about it earlier when we were going over yesterday's bets. Luke Altmaier is back at quarterback. Another guy. He's my age. When you have these older quarterbacks in college football, it helps. He's a red
He's
shirt
old
senior.
like Ben, EK. He's an old man like Beltway Ben.
Laugh every time he says it. He's like, he's my age. Like it's ancient. I mean, I have a belt that's older than Ben. Go ahead.
No, he's like Joe Burrow. He was old in college. He's my age. 23, turning 24. But best team that Bielema has had at Illinois coming into the season. They went 10-3 last season. They shocked everyone. Nobody talked about them, though, because of what Indiana did. Indiana goes on that run to the college football playoff, and everybody's talking about them in the Big Ten. This Illinois team's win total was like 4.5 or 5.5. They win 10 games. Then they go into the Cheez-It Bowl and beat South Carolina, an SEC team. Cheez-It Bowl, very exciting. I'm a huge fan of Cheez-It.
You can't say that enough. Cheese it up. Cheese it up.
Absolutely. But Duke didn't look good against Elon. That's a tie game at halftime. They pull away, win by 28. Everything looks fine. They did not look good in that first half. And there's going to be some moving parts, I understand, with Darian Mensah. He was one of the top Portal quarterbacks. I get it. Like, he comes in from Tulane, everything looks good. But at the same time, Illinois brings back so much experience. A lot of guys who have played together, who have done this together. And you're giving me them minus 2.5 against a Duke team who, like, I am not a Diaz buyer. He was at Penn State, never have been a fan of Penn State, but he has all these defenses. He builds all these defenses these ways and does this. Dude is a fraud. And we saw it at Miami. We saw what Miami did yesterday. And I'm not even a huge fan of, what's his name, but Manny Diaz is a fraud. Cristobal. Chris a fraud is what his nickname is. There's a lot of frauds around here. But no, Manny Diaz is a bigger fraud.
Or back him sometime.
Yeah. College football. I mean,
you backed him the other night. Did well last night.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when you know you're going well. But no, Illinois minus 2.5. There is a fraudulent coach on the other side, and I think Duke's going to be in trouble here.
My only concern here, there is a Loyola Blakefield Don catching balls for those Dukies. Jaden Moore, roll down roll. Huh?
He's gone.
No, his brother's still there. We had 2.
Oh,
there were 2 last year. We had 2.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I look.
Is that the high school you 2 attended?
That's where I went, and that's where my wife teaches, and that's where my son graduated from, and that's where my other son is in 8th grade. Roll downs roll. Sophomore quarterback looks pretty good. Sophomore quarterback looks pretty good. Went up to Scranton, beat a team 42-14 over the weekend.
Nice.
All right, 4th and long is really 4th and short. We want to get you guys paid quickly. Where are you taking us, EK?
You know I love a good first half under. I mean, I talk about first half unders like it's one of my children. I like Indy and Miami first half under 23.5. You will hear me say this a lot because the people who don't do this all the time don't realize. They think 24 is the key number, but actually in the first half, 23 is a much more key number. 23.5 gets you north of a big thing because that means you must now have 3 touchdowns and another scoring possession, a field goal, if you will, or a 4th touchdown. But if you don't get 3 touchdowns, it's really hard to get over 23 because even 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals leaves you short at 23. Yes. So if you don't get 3 touchdowns, you essentially have to have a field goal on every possession.
Right.
So I'm betting under 3 full touchdowns and a 4th scoring drive. And that's not what's going to happen. I don't trust Daniel Jones in the 2 minutes. No. And I look right now and say, Indy's going to want to pound the ball. I look at what that guy does.
Yes.
He gives the ball to Jonathan Taylor. And you know what? That's our best friend early, especially early. This is going to be a field position, run the clock, hand it to Jonathan Taylor. Let's keep Tyreek Hill on his helmet. And unless Tyreek Hill runs by the defense twice, which I don't think is going to happen, and Miami's offensive line stinks.
Yeah.
I don't see us getting over this. I love this one right here. I love that particular thing. If you want to do, first half unders with me all year, you can do that because I'm going to play a lot of first half unders, and this is my best one week 1.
Yeah, and I mean the Miami passing game, especially with the state of the offensive line, it's coming out hot. It's 5 to 7 yard passes.
Yep.
Tua doesn't want to get hit. Those are high percentage. Most of them get caught. It's like running the ball.
In bounds.
Clock
takes forever to
going.
set up. It's our best friend.
Beltway Ben, 4th and short. What you got?
It's been a little while since I went to the Nerfy market, but I will go with a Nerfy here that I like. The Athletics versus the Cardinals. Nerfy. Sonny Gray, in his last 9 home starts, he's given up 0 runs in 7 of those. And then Luis Morales, since they moved him into the starter role, he's got a Nerfy in all 4 starts. The kid's legit, top 5 prospect for the A's. And what stands out most about him to me is the jams that he's able to get out of. Now, that might scare you a little bit in the first inning, and I get it. There's been a few first innings where he's given up around 2 base runners, but he's able to get out of it. He's got good stuff, strikes a lot of batters out. And like the A's, it's been a while since I've been confident in the pitcher. I mean, Lopez looked really good. Now he's having some elbow injuries, which kind of scares you a little bit. But this kid is legit. I mean that. Luis Morales, I like him to go scoreless in the first inning against the Cardinals offense, who hasn't been amazing against right-handed pitching. And then Sonny Gray, who's the vet. One of those 2 starts that he did give up a run in the first inning was against the Yankees offense that was desperate for runs. This is not the same offense here against the A's.
Love it. I'm going to a first 3 market where I've cooled off on the Nerfy some, but I still feel like there's value in these first 3 markets. I want Seattle, Tampa over 2.5 runs in the first 3 innings. Obviously, Tampa, the ball travels there. It's a day game. It's going to be hot. Castillo is one pitcher in Seattle, one of the greatest, probably the greatest pitcher's park in America. He's something else on the road. In the first 3 innings of his 12 starts on the road, guys, 52 hits allowed in 36 innings pitched. Catch this slash line against Castillo in the first 3 innings on the road. 344, 370, 503, 873 OPS. How about my homeboy Shane Baz? How's it go for him at home? Well, he's got a 7.06 ERA on the season at home. Check this out. He's given up 18 home runs in that ballpark in 66 and a third innings pitched. What does Seattle do? They had a lot of freaking home runs, don't they? Big dumper. First 3 innings at home, Shane Baz, 11 home runs allowed in 39 innings pitched. I'm going to repeat that. Shane Baz, first 3 innings at home, 11 home runs and 15 walks in 39 innings pitched. I'm also parlaying this with the over 3.5. They're making you pay for it at Coors Field. That's 3.5 and not 2.5 in the first 3. But it's Chase Dollander and his 10 ERA at Coors Field. He's got a 7.2 ERA in day games, right? Whether it's home or road, he's been good on the road. Chase Dollander, first 3 innings of games at Coors Field, the league has a 908 OPS. Everybody's Ted Williams. The league has a 908 OPS against Dollander first 3 innings at home. And this poor kid, Tang, whatever, for San Francisco, has just been a pinata since they called him up. Like, I mean, he's got a 9.45 ERA on the road. Like, he's given a dude. He's walked 4 and hit 3 guys in 6 innings on the road. He's got a 10 ERA on the road, and he hasn't even given up a home run on the road, but he was giving them up at home where it's hard to hit them in San Francisco. So that's our little parlay there. Overtime, EK.
All right. You said parlay. I'm going parlay. Now,
Parlay.
it's a parlay in the USA. For the show, I gave out all new picks that I haven't given out before. But for overtime, I want to take this little moment and basically just remind everybody that I've said this all for like last month, and you got to jump in on it. It's gonna. I mean,
I'm shocked you can still get it there.
I want Arizona and Cincinnati, and I want them on the teaser. I mean, I said parlay, but it's really a teaser.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we are going to take the 6 points in our favor, and we got to win both games. But they essentially both become pick'ems. We just have to win. Arizona is going to beat New Orleans, and Cincinnati is going to beat Cleveland. We have to get one of these massive upsets, and if neither happens, we cash. We just have to win. Arizona and Cincinnati to just win. Put them together. Both have to win, but then it becomes even money.
I would get it while you can. Get it while you can. Get it while you can. Me and the meat man are with you. We're riding with you. And R.I.P. Choppy. All right. Overtime, Beltway Ben.
Yeah, I'll get to this real quick. Stephon Diggs over 4.5 receptions. Cannot believe you can get this at this number. I don't care. The offseason, he dealt with the injuries coming back from the ACL. He was on the boat. He had some type of substance in his hand. He's giving it whatever. I'm not worried about any of that stuff. He was under this in just 1 of 8 games last year with the Texans. And he went into a situation there where Nico Collins, Tank Dell, like it wasn't like he was wide receiver 1 going there. This will be the best wide receiver Drake May has played with in his football career. Like, without a doubt. Diggs runs a lot of short routes, a hitch, a slant. Like, he's going to run a lot of short routes. They're going to get him the ball on very easy throws for May. And when you look at the other options, DeMario Douglas, Kayshon Boutte, and Mac Hollins. Stephon Diggs, those 3, I think we're going to know where the football is going in that passing game. So
throw it to me. Drake, throw it to me. I'm open.
And you don't want to, again, like, I know Vrabel is a tough guy, but, like, you don't want to frustrate Diggs. We know if he doesn't get his 6 targets, 7 targets, 8 targets, he will be throwing a tantrum on that sideline. So I do like Stephon Diggs over 4.5 receptions in week 1.
I got a parlay here, and I'm not going to give out many 4-leg parlays. And when I do, it's going to be based around this. It's going to be very early in the week where I can look at things that my numbers tell me are quite likely to happen. And I want to get at least close to plus 250 to do it. And this checks a lot of boxes for me. The Eagles scored 75 points on the Cowboys. Like, I don't need to belabor that point, right? Like, even if Sirianni calls off the dogs, he ain't calling off the dogs till he gets at least 28 or to 30. So, I mean, Dallas's defense sucks. Derrick Henry's got 19 touchdowns and 19 starts with the Baltimore Ravens. And he's scored in 14 of the 19 he's played against. And Lamar doesn't run under the 10. Like, they don't hand it to the fullback, Ricard. It is what it is. Aaron Rodgers had 18 passing touchdowns in his final 10 games last year. He's playing the Jets. You think is it Arthur Smith's offense or is it Aaron Rodgers? You're telling me Aaron Rodgers isn't throwing a touchdown on the Jets? Like, unless he blows out his Achilles on the second play of the game, which it has happened. That's why it's gambling. Like, he's going to throw a freaking touchdown in that game. And I mentioned McCaffrey's historically significant against Seattle in his career, 158 scrimmage on average. He's never had a game in his career against Seattle, and he's faced them 8 or 9 times, where he hasn't produced at least 106 scrimmage yards. Some people might say Kyle Shanahan's saving him. I say it's the exact opposite. This is a playoff game in week 1 where San Francisco needs to reestablish themselves. And guess what? Christian McCaffrey by week 12 might be long gone, but Kyle Shanahan needs to win this game. And there's no more Debo, right? There's no Ayuk. The running backs behind McCaffrey are all hurt. They're bringing people in off the street. So that's where I am.
I love that, by the way. I don't know how you found that, but I'm going to be talking about that and giving you full credit because I would have never found that on my own, but I love that one.
That's my revenge. That's my revenge. You got the Rodgers revenge. You got CMC off injury. Derrick Henry didn't get the ball enough in that playoff game against Buffalo. And then the Eagles, I mean, whatever. Like, you want to get people in on I want to get that first leg in on the first game, right? So
Right, that's
I
right.
like that play. Beltway Ben, show the people how we're doing here. There we go. I'm down lately. We'll be back up. Wolfsburg conceding at home in the 90th minute yesterday. I knew it was going to be a bad day by noon yesterday, but that's how it goes. We've had way more good days than bad days. We thank Eric, as always, for being with us. You get all our picks and a lot of other Sharp Cappers picks in that super Discord. Scan the QR code. All the information is there. We thank you guys for tuning in. Me and Beltway Ben will be back tomorrow. You want to bet? We want to bet. Thank you for wanting to bet with us.